Alright, so... Actually, no, we're not starting with Parf, I forgot. So as you guys are leaving the city of Trintham, we're going to rewind a little bit on your barge voyage into up towards Norest. Phelan, if you can make a perception check for me, please.
Okie dokie. I will remember how to do that. I'm going to do it, and the bird's going to do it.
Nope, just you.
Just me? Not
Just you.
not my companion?
Not your
Or not
companion,
my...
just you.
Not companion. The other thing.
Nope.
Okay.
Not
Well,
not your familiar, just you. Okay, 11.
why
Right.
even
No.
bother having him?
All right. All right, so then fast forward, we get to the city of Norest. So as the group arrives at Norest, the group with Abel, Galahadrin, and Alina make their way into the city proper. They make a reservation with the prince, then they're planning to go to see the cathedral afterwards. Phelan and Marrow, as they're definitely doing that, what are you two doing? It can be separate, it can be together, it can be tagging along with the rest of them.
Trying to decide if there's anything I need to do while I'm here. What is the time frame after our fight? Is this like
It's
immediate?
8 days later.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you were on a boat for 8 days.
Okay. So wait,
So you have left Trintham. You traveled on a river barge upriver for 8 days. You reached a port on the river, took a short carriage ride into the city that you see on the screen, which is Norest, the capital of Bosmar. It is
got it.
a giant walled sort of like fortress city that was founded. Originally, it was built around a sort of like the northwesternmost fortress of the empire, and kind of just became the anchor for the protection of the region, but eventually became Bosmar. Uh, it has the cathedrals, the main cathedrals for the kingdom that are in sort of the town square. It has, the nobles district inside the inner wall.
Right.
There's shops and all the different stuff. It is the capital, and the cathedrals are each huge. So because they fulfill they're the combination Smithsonian, Pentagon, Supreme Court, all that good shit. Like this is the administrative center of the kingdom.
Gotcha. Then I will probably continue trying to learn what we did last time. I'm going to see if there's any more I can find on the history of... Trying to think if there's a way I can phrase this
Okay,
that I wouldn't be
so you want to go to
charged
visit
as a
the
heretic.
yeah, you want to go and visit the library / museum at the Cathedral of Felmar then.
Exactly. Yes.
That is the second stop for the other group. They're going to make an appointment with the prince first, and then they're going to try to make an appointment with the Archbishop of Felmar. Do you want to tag along with them?
Yeah, I
Or
can just tag along.
okay, awesome. So Phelan's tagging along with that. Uh, Not sure if there's anything relevant he would have seen when making the appointment for the prince. You guys just kind of showed up and said, "Hey, we would like to talk to the prince. Here's our credentials," and they're like, "All right, we'll let you know when he has time. It might take a few days," and that's kind of it. Uh, Marrow, as the group goes off to do that, would you like to tag along, or would you like to sort of head off and do some exploring of your own?
Real quick, we were supposed to do like a long rest with being on the
Yes.
boat.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
8 long rests, because a long rest is when you sleep for the night.
We did not have an extended rest, presumably.
Uh, you technically you would have because you're on a boat. So if there was anything downtime that you could accomplish on a boat, go ahead. If you have abilities to refresh, go ahead and refresh them. But you're gonna be limited. Like you can't do blacksmithing on the boat. They don't have. I guess I haven't. If you if you bought an alchemist kit, you could probably do alchemist stuff in that downtime.
And I try to learn to use lockpicks. Like, can I get
You would need
good
somebody
at
to
that?
teach you.
Okay, then I don't really care that there was an extended rest.
Yeah.
I don't think that I have any crafting materials to craft with.
Yeah, I kind of figured it's like, oh yeah, that would technically be, but I don't If you guys have something you would want to do on the boat for that downtime,
Might
you
be able to
certainly
craft
can.
some explosives.
Yeah.
Let me look.
Yeah, if you would have been able to do that, I'm not. If the people running the boat would have noticed you making explosives on the boat, they probably would try to stop you. So if you're gonna do that, I would
Cowards.
require a stealth check.
No, I don't have anything that I can make.
Okay.
It's already been made.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Can I start to learn a musical instrument?
Again, you would need a teacher. So,
Well, do one of these boat people know how to play an instrument?
go ahead.
Like the classic boat thing is to know how to play an instrument.
Well, it depends on what the instrument is.
Sure.
I mean, I'm not picky.
Go ahead. Just make a luck check. Roll 11 or higher.
So is that just a D20?
Yeah, just the d20.
Nope.
There's no. There's people who are like singing and stuff, like shanty-ish stuff, but no instruments. It's all vocal. Yeah. So you guys arrive there. So Marrow
Marrow
is like,
takes off.
okay, awesome. Is there anywhere in particular, or are you just like following your nose looking for things?
We are trying to track anything that is similar to dirt.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check for
Seems
tracking.
Is that what I use? Because I think I have like a skill, or is it just that it
So
uses...
you have a skill that's basically like a bloodhounding thing. That's an extended rest skill. That is more you need a sample of something sent, and then you can find that thing.
Okay.
But more for just like I am, carousing this area looking for something.
Cool.
Okay, so you're sniffing around. This is another big city, with lots of very interesting smells, and people again. Uh, as you were sort of sniffing around various parts of the city, there are some guards who come up, and they sort of see you sniffing around, and they sort of stop around, and it's like, "Hey, whose pet is this? Hello,
Uh,
whose pet? They're not on a leash. They're just wandering around the city."
Marrow growls at them. I'm not a pet.
Oh, blast! It's another one of these. Uh, Wait, you're not. Run that back one more time.
She's a little, like, too loud, like you would talk to like a deaf grandma, like somebody's deaf grandma. I'm not a pet. Get some teeth.
Okay,
in there.
all right. No. All right, so you don't have an owner?
There's nothing to own. Are you asking if I'm a slave?
Oh boy, it's like the other guard with him was like, "See, I told you this was going to happen when the nobles started doing this. It's just, it's like, I don't want to hear it, Jeffrey. No, if sort of just like, all right, trying to figure out what to do with you. It's like you can't just be wandering the town though. We need to take you back to Mira's. Like they should know better than to let unbought merchandise just wander around the street."
Do I not have rights?
Uh-oh.
Like, why aren't you taking these people back?
Well, because you're a dog.
I'm not a dog. And then I want Marrow to like flash the blades that are along her spine.
You like bristle a bit, like kind of, porcupine-ish or whatnot.
Whatever like sort of eldritch monstrosity flair to show that this is very much not a dog.
Oh boy. They kind of look at each other and like very confused and worried, and like one like gets a whistle out and blows it, and some other guards come into the area. It's like, all
I
right,
just leave.
we don't want trouble. We don't. If listen, you can obviously communicate, but you're not. And like a captain, like one of the humans in like more fancier armor comes over and is like, "What's this then?" It's like, it's never one of those talking pets that is out that is saying that it's not a pet.
I'm not a pet.
Yep, that. And he's like, it's like, these blasted things. All right, so what? Kind of just a bit flabbergasted, just looking at you and forming a perimeter as you are being threatening to civilians. They're like, okay, now.
They're not. Hey, she's not intimidating civilians. Okay.
Yeah.
Only
Oh,
the
oh, yeah.
people trying to detain her illegally. She's just gonna leave. Just walk off.
Okay.
Yes.
Follow. All right. Somebody go send a runner to Mira's. Tell them that one of their animals got out. It's like, yep. And he runs off, and it's like, hey, no, you there, not dog. What is your name? And the captain sort of runs out and gets in front of you and hand on his sword, just stops you. It's like, all right, what's your name?
Hold on, I'm trying to think of something funny. Okay, it's not coming to me, lads.
Say Phelan.
Well, that's delightful.
Wait, what is shit. Fuck, Jack, what is your character's name again?
Abel.
Abel.
Abel Whitewater.
If you must call me anything, you can call me Abel.
Okay, Abel. Listen.
Able to rip your throat out and then fakes a lunge.
They will draw their swords and fight you. They will.
Wow, they can't take a joke, huh?
No, this is a thing
What
that is
babies,
threatening
dude?
them.
Okay. No lunges. No lunges. But
No lunges. It's
we do say the line. Or just say
Oh,
able to
1
rip your
second.
throat out if you don't leave me alone. Hello?
All right, sorry about
That
that.
was the last they heard of Lev.
No, I had to
I
my
was like,
grandma to say goodnight.
No, it's okay. I was just like, wait, I didn't know if sometimes my headset just shuts off with no warning.
No. So yeah, they're just gonna sort of circle around you, and it's like, now listen, laws here. You do not look like a regular citizen. Truth be told, I don't know what we're supposed to do with animals that can talk. This is a new trend here.
I think you can let me go.
Well, not when you've threatened my men. Because we would not let a human off of that.
It's not a threat, it's a promise. Okay?
Exactly that.
Well, yeah.
If you don't bother me, just let me go.
No,
I'm not doing anything.
That's not
I've
how
been here
things.
for how long? 20 minutes. Haven't heard a single person.
It's not
Do you
how
want to
things
keep
work.
it that way?
And he's just there again, sort of making sure, circling you and definitely surrounding you and making sure that you and Dirt can't go anywhere, but they're also not willing to engage with this hulking blade-covered hound. It was kind of just a bit of a standoff there. A few minutes of this of just some back and forth. I assume failed negotiation. Do you want to roll intimidate just to see if they even make a start towards you? I guess.
Let's see.
Okay, they are keeping you in place. They do not have any will to get any closer to you. They will be that way for a few minutes until the guard who left comes back with a dwarf behind him. They're like, yep, over here. And he comes up and it's like, hey, right, what's going on here? And the captain sort of looks at the dwarf and is like, yes, sir, I believe that one of your store's merchandise is on the loose and needs to be returned. And the dwarf just sort of looks over and is like, okay, I don't think that's one of mine. What do you mean it's not yours? It's a talking not dog. He's like, yeah, it doesn't have a collar. They just kind of have that discussion with each other, and he kind of looks at you and it's like, hey, so that one, hello, what's your name? He said his name was Abel. Abel. Hello, can you talk?
Yeah, who the fuck are you?
Okay, I don't know why it's able to talk. It doesn't have a collar. All right, well, you're going to take I'll take responsibility for it. I'll take responsibility for it. It's like, yeah, no, you can hear Abel. If you'd agree to come with me, then there won't be any issues. Okay.
How do I vibe check this guy?
You can do insight.
Okay. I just want to know if he's planning to turn me into merchandise. Insight. There we go.
He is probably the least threatening of these people around you. He's kind of like, hey, come on, come here. Here, I got and he pulls like a little thing of jerky out of his pocket. Here, I got a treat.
Dirt immediately follows him.
Ah, good. All right, there's one. Hello, and what's this one's name?
That's Dirt.
Oh, can Dirt talk too?
No. Not to you.
Oh, all right, fair enough. But yeah, are you gonna come with me back to the shop?
If I can guess.
Okay.
Mira just
right.
like follows along.
See, Captain? No problem. There's no issues here. See? Everything's fine. I took care of it for you. You don't need to report this in. The captain just squints at him. It's like, oh, I'm going to report it in. It's like, okay, fine. Yeah, come with me, Abel and Dirt. And this dwarf leads you to a section of city, to a shop that says Mira's Exotics. Some guards follow behind you just to make sure you actually go there. He opens the door for you, lets you in, and looks at the guards. It's like, all right, got him back. You can go now. And then follows you in afterwards and shuts the door. As you step inside, you are accosted with a myriad of smells. A lot of animal smells, mainly like dog and cat, but also a lot of like alchemical smells and herbs and flowers and fluids and stuff like that. And you also hear a voice from sort of up above you on the side as you enter the door that starts to say, "Welcome to Mira's The fuck is this doing here?" You look up and there's a cat just kind of staring down at you from some boxes that's now just glaring at you with hatred.
Dirt lunges for it.
It's
not viciously.
It's
but
like it's like
playfully.
6 feet up in on some boxes. Like it is out of
Okay.
reach of if you jumped for it, maybe, but unless Dirt gave it a good running start. Cat just kind of arches its back and hisses at you, and he's like, all right, Mortimer, no, calm down. Cat just stares, keeps on cursing you out. Okay, so Abel, if you don't mind me asking, first of all, are you hungry?
No, I'm good.
Okay, if you don't mind, who are you and where did you come from? Because you can talk, but you're not wearing a collar. And you look over and the cat's wearing this collar around their neck with like little designs on it.
Okay, how good is my spatial awareness to be actually? I think we're just gonna be like, I'm 8 days, whatever, like calculating the boat rides away, right?
Mhm.
She doesn't know that. I don't know that she knows that we've come in basically a triangle, but she's like really far away, really fucking far away.
Yeah. You can go ahead and make another survival, because like you can see the stars and stuff, and animals have like some homing instinct sort of thing.
I guess that's true, actually. Yeah. Just like a very long way away. What do you say? Survival. There you go.
Yeah, you would sort of know that you are back around where you started this almost. It's like a big triangle. You have to get the mental compass in your head.
Yeah, that's true. Sorry, I was operating on like. I mean, my dog couldn't figure it out, but Mara's not my dog.
Yeah.
Mara's not a dog.
The smells are also more similar up here, where
Yeah.
it's a bit more north in
Okay.
the trees and plants and stuff.
I'm just like both very far away and no, we'll just leave it at that.
Okay.
I think
Fair.
Mara's learned how to be intentionally ambiguous.
All right, fair enough. How can you talk?
In the same way as you can, I guess.
No, that's not how that works. Like, Mortimer up there, it's like, you fucking bitch, get out of here. And it's like, Mortimer, you calm the fuck down. Mortimer there can talk because we put a collar on him. Usually he can't do that, you see? And there have been it's not just Mortimer, we've put collars on other, dogs and cats and such, and they can talk, but you don't have a collar.
Maybe you guys need better tech.
Alright, now that's... Oh, man. Usually I get this behavior from cats, not from dogs.
I'm not a dog.
Okay, fair. I don't know what you are. You look more like a hyena or a hellhound or something.
I'm me. It's just like doesn't have a solid answer.
Okay, fair enough. So listen here, Abel. So the problem is, my shop, we've been selling these collars that let, pets talk, alright? And we've been doing good business, and if you're out there talking and attacking guards, that's bad for business. So what can I do to get you to not attack guards and to get you out of the city, preferably? Like
Well,
what's
I'm
your
not gonna
what's your
attack guards
business?
if they don't bother me.
Well, all right,
That was
but
always the.
they're gonna bother you if they see you out without an owner and without like a collar or something.
So we need to like do some systematic changes in how the guards. What am I trying to say?
All right, neither you or I are in charge of anything related to that. That's not within our wheelhouse. And then the cat adds, "You fucking idiot." Just assume the cat is just being the worst dick up up on the shelf.
Um. So if I wore some type of collar, would they leave me alone?
I mean, it would help. They'd still ask you what you're doing out and about without your owner. They're, this. He sort of looks around and is like, "Are you not aware that most things that can talk are like humanoid shape, like they got legs and arms, they're not just on all fours walking around? Like, is this new to you? Is this a... Like, I don't know what context you're making and thinking that you're the same as peoples."
I mean, I can walk, and I don't have an owner, and don't think I necessarily need one. So why wouldn't I be the same as people? Just because I've got 4 legs instead of 2? Seems pretty discriminatory.
Yeah, on one hand, that would be fair, but on the other hand, uh, things with 4 legs don't usually talk. Or if they do talk, they're not nice and they're monsters and try to kill you.
Mm.
It's kind of how most people function around here. So I can. He thinks for a second. It's like, so the first thing, I can give you a fake collar, but that's not going to solve the being out and about without an owner issue.
Hold on, I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, no, take your time. He needs to take a long time because he's a stupid dog. And say, "Okay, Mortimer, no, you're going in the back. You've lost self privileges." And he picks up the cat, who's just hissing and scratching at him, and takes him to a back room.
There is just like slobbering everywhere,
No.
investigating everything.
He comes back with like 2 bowls of food, and it's like, I know you said you weren't hungry. Dirt looks like he is, so there you go. If you don't want it, then just leave it there. I'll feed it to one of the others. There's some ground up meat.
Okay. Hold on. Okay. So what's the status of? Hold on. What's the phrase? Like support animals. Do those exist in the city?
You, if that is a thing, you would have no context for that.
Okay.
That's why he stops and he's like, "All right, so here I've got this," and he
Mm.
holds out a collar that is just like a collar with no engravings or anything on it. It's like perfectly mundane, hasn't been enchanted yet, won't do nothing. Do you have people, like walking people, like 2 legs and hands and all that? Do you have them that you're here with, or it's just you and Dirt here by yourself?
No, we have people.
Okay,
What's the phrase?
where are they?
Instead of like if found return to, maybe put like what would be the phrase? Like if you have a problem, contact so and so, or like find so and so, right? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no. We don't put
Can't think of the
information on the
phrasing.
collar. The collar is what makes the animals talk. So that part's not needed. So we're just going to put this on
Yeah.
there so that if people see it's like, oh, there's an animal that can talk, they're not going to think, oh, it's a monster, it's going to eat my face.
Okay.
And you said you got people here that you're with. Can you, if I give you this collar, can I take you to them? Where are they?
We can find them. We'll have to
Okay.
find them.
Okay. All right then. So can I put this on you?
I want to check it first.
Okay.
I want to give
So
it a good
holds
sniff.
it out for you to sniff. Yeah.
What am I rolling? Inside?
Arcana. You don't smell any magic on it. It doesn't look magic. Like it doesn't have any of the writing or like symbols that the cat's collar had on it. It's just like looks like a loop of cloth. Like it doesn't have any
Never
additional
be
smells
too
to it.
careful.
Yeah.
Okay. She leans down so that he can put it on around her.
All right. I'll put this on. All right, and now, all right. So now you need to find your people, and I'm gonna go with you because again, I don't want any incidents that are gonna result in bad press. Okay.
Okay. How big is this guy?
He's a dwarf. Like he comes up to you come up to like his chin.
Oh, okay. So he's like full size.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's a full size dwarf. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's.
Like he's stocky, he's bald, he's got like a
Yeah. No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, can he like hop on Marrow's back and we just sprint through the streets? But I don't think that's gonna work.
no, probably especially since your back is covered in
Yeah.
blood.
Bro, hop on. No. Okay. We'll just go find the rest of them.
Okay, so he'll
We'll
lead
seek
you
them out.
through. You do your sniffing. They told you what their plan is, so if you mention the Cathedral Felmar, he's like, oh yeah, no, I know where that is. Leads you through there. You get to Cathedral. Go ahead and do another survival check to see if you can track down the group specifically.
Survival.
You sniff around. And you follow their scent through the place. It goes through like the wing with like art exhibits and such. And you follow them back to a room just filled with paintings and portraits. I'm gonna say they arrive before the attendant comes and tells you that the Archbishop would like to see you. So everybody else you see, Marrow come in with dirt. They've got this blue collar around their neck, and they've got a dwarf with like a short beard that almost looks like moss growing around their face and a bald head. So like walks up and sees Marrow heading towards you guys, and he's like, "Hey, so are you guys Abel's friends?"
Yes.
Ah, good. So they.
I turn to Abel and I say, "Do you know this man, Abel?"
So listen, Abel was trying to pick a fight with the guards because they were telling him they couldn't just wander through the city.
I just go,
Speaking
oh no,
to
that's
you.
Abel, and point to the actual.
Oh, he's able
He's
to.
not listening. He's.
Sorry.
You're also muted.
And as soon as we get there, Mara like tries just like scratches off the collar.
No, you want to. Please keep that on. Like, there are going to be questions if you don't have that on. Like, I don't care why you can talk. It's none of my business. But they're going to be very confused about why you can talk without the collar.
And my companions can answer those questions.
Oh, lucky us.
Oh, all right. No. All right. Listen, my name is Ivar from Mira's Exotics. We sell these collars that let pets talk. It's been a very, very big fad in the nobles. We've been making good business out of it. I don't
But
want any
Abel
bad
can
press.
talk. But Abel can talk without a collar.
Yes, and I
Yes.
don't know why that is, and I'm not, obviously, if they can already do that, I'm not interested in selling you something.
You're
That's
confused by
just
why
an
I can talk?
No, the dog Abel.
I see.
This is
Okay.
confusing that you're both named Abel, but no, but I know why you can talk, because you're a person and all that, but the dog can talk without... Here, listen, this is an unenchanted one, so if anybody if you wear that, then nobody's going to ask. They're just going to think that you bought them from us. I don't care why it can talk. It's not my business. But just keep that. Don't start trouble with the guards and give my shop bad press, and we won't have any issues, okay?
All right.
No more bad press, eh, Bull?
Yeah.
Okay.
I dozed off out of character.
Sorry. Marrow
Okay,
gave this
sorry
man your
if it's
name as
painful.
theirs.
I do. Yeah, I was there for that.
All right. So if you all agree to that, he's going to excuse himself and go back to his job.
It's so painful. Anyway, we're there.
Yeah, it was
Mara's
funny,
like
but
not
I
happy.
believe we're all sleepy.
I rather enjoyed that trick.
All right. So you guys are all together in the Halls of Knights. Phelan, while they're looking at the paintings, would you be off doing some research or?
Yes, that is the plan.
Okay. So you'd be in the library wing. Let's see. What would you like to be looking for?
Any sort of history we can come up with on if on the gods granting their powers to people, or anything like a demigod. I understand that's probably going to bring me up against the knights pretty fast, but
So if you, there needs to be a charisma check in how you phrase this properly.
I can do that.
So pick a skill that you think would be appropriate for that. Persuasion or deception.
Deception.
Okay. It's just like, oh yes, no, we have some trainer texts on clerical powers and some of the blessings that the gods grant. If you'd like some of those, I can pull them for you. They're quite common with the acolytes and deacons.
That'd be a delightful place to start. Thank you.
Okay. I may just
Also,
pull out.
if hold on, I made notes of this. He would remember. That doesn't mean I do. Hold on. Okay, that is not super helpful. Well, it's what we get. This may seem a bit of a stretch. Are you familiar with what a humble shopkeeper called the bug people of the far north? Does that ring any bell to you?
Oh yes, of the inhabitants of the Chittering Dunes.
Yes. Perfect. I will take almost anything you can get about them.
There's not much outside of the basic atlases, but I can see what I can find for you.
Thank you.
Okay, so they are able to bring you the first request easily, and it's just like beginners, just like, hey, this is how clerics can gain blessings through like prayer and then how they heal and stuff. Like it's basic training manuals for how to be a priest,
Sure.
basically, which I'm not sure if you would find helpful.
I do not.
It takes them longer to find. They find like, of course, it's like, oh, and do you need like atlases of where of the Bar realm and what we have of there, or are you looking for more zoological information?
Zoological, I believe, would be more the speed we're looking for. I mean,
that might take me a while.
I maybe how to phrase this well. There may come a time in our travels where we have to go north, and considerably north, and I would like to be prepared for what they can do.
I'm not sure what business would take you. That would be past the Wrathwastes or the Lost Woods. So I'm not sure what
I understand it is unlikely, but it is not impossible.
Very well. I can see what records we have, but we're not going to have much, unfortunately. But let me see what I can find.
Well, thank you.
And they're going to go off, and as they're going off to look, an attendant comes to fetch everybody else. Would you go and get Phelan so he can be at this meeting as well while somebody is looking for books for him?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so you can explain it to her. It's like, oh, they've got a meeting with the Archbishop, so they'll be gone. She's like, oh, of course. Well, I shall make certain to have any books that we have ready for you by the time you get out of that meeting. I'll
Thank you.
right, sure. All right, so you've got that. All right. So then the group as a whole, I assume everybody is going up for this meeting. Marrow, there are some interesting smells in here, but the attendant comes to call for your friends before you have time to just sort of wander off in search of them. But if you would like to wander through the museum while they have the meeting, you can. Up to you.
We'll do that.
You're going to wander? Okay. So then Marrow's the only one who's not coming with you, correct? Everybody else is going up to the meeting?
Yep.
Sounds like.
Okay. So you are all led through the cathedral to back through the office rooms and such to a large office at the end of the hallway. Doors open for you. You step into a not richly appointed, much not nearly as extravagant as you would expect an archbishop's office to be. The displays are more all of academic nature and stuff. A few little small interesting artifacts and knickknacks, but the furniture is more comfortable than it is opulent. There is an older man sitting in a wheelchair off to the side of a desk. He looks very old. You would assume that this is Archbishop Kenneth Spade. A few of you have probably seen him from a distance, probably never spoken to him before. He has an attendant who is standing behind him, just at the ready to move him if need be. They like a slim figure with like a hood over their face, just sort of obscuring their features and just making themselves as minimal behind the Archbishop as possible. And he sort of looks and it's like, yes, I've been looking for... That's not the voice I want to use for him.
Take two.
Yes, I have been looking forward to meeting all of you. Please sit. Can I get you some refreshments?
I'm alright, but thank you.
I'll take your finest wine.
Oh, my greedy one, aren't you? Yes, no, we should have some of that. I can pop a bottle early. It's only what time is it? It's only it's 3. Yeah, we can start early. It's a celebratory
Right.
occasion.
Party priest.
Yes.
Well, you need to learn to unwind a bit. It's not every now and then one of your
Oh, that is out of character.
Yeah, it's not every now and then that one of your colleagues sends you words that a knight eternal might be coming to visit you. So pours you guys cups, water for those who don't want it, makes one for himself, the attendant. The attendant pours all of it and pours one for the Archbishop as well.
I might be missing something from the last. Did we drop the bomb that she would be a knight eternal?
This is the guy that the bishop in Pontem that she revealed her wings to sent a letter to, which is why he's meeting you on the day you requested a visit instead of, making an appointment and having to wait for a week or so. It's like, so yeah. Oh, then, now, if you don't mind me asking, I assume that you are Alina? He says, looking at Alina.
That is correct.
It's good to meet you, Miss Catalia. But the rest of you, I don't... Apologies, the Bishop Bailey-Brook didn't mention everyone's names here. If I could, some introductions. I, of course, Archbishop Kenneth Spade, the Archbishop of Felmar for the Kingdom of Bosmar. I oversee the Church of Felmar. Also oversee the outreach program in the Garen Woods. That's kind of my pet project.
I am the Green Knight.
It's good to... A knight of who?
Summer. And Aventicuum.
Not a specific house?
Not yet.
No, not of the church, then, not a paladin.
Well, I am indebted to Abel Whitewater.
Important question: are you holding Dawn's Reach publicly, or is it still in the bag of holding?
Well, if I was given it, I would probably just be holding it.
Okay,
Probably just be holding it.
I can see that you carry what looks to be the relic that the bishop was speaking of.
Yes. It is like a pretty good shield. I haven't gotten to use it though.
Interesting. Okay, fairly noted. And I believe you said you were indebted to Abel Whitewater, was it?
That's right. He
And that
hasn't
would
frozen me
be
from.
That would be me, yes. Able
kind
Whitewater
of.
at your service.
That's good to see you, sir. So are they? This is your retainer then?
Hmm.
Loosely, that would loosely describe the current relationship.
Okay, very well. And then you, sir, you look like wouldn't happen to be from the Garen Woods, would you? Good boy.
I am. Yes.
Ah, it's a pleasure. Were you part of you look young? Were you part of the outreach program?
I was. Yes, in
Splendid,
the town of
splendid.
Walden.
Ah, and Walden. Ah, it's good to see one of my own children here. And he sort of reaches over and pats you on the shoulder, just very tenderly. It's like, it's good to see some of you is just sort of finding your way into Aventicum proper. It's glad brightens my heart. Just all the work that we've been doing in that regions, showing good progress. Good progress. Yes, yes, yes.
What progress with Phelan?
Why of bringing the faith to the refugees and the non-believers in the woods,
Oh,
giving them a proper education in the ways of society and of Aventicum.
all right. Galhadrian looks at Phelan like to assess if it was a good education or not. Like,
The most passive, only barely there smile.
oh, that good, huh? Galhadrian stays quiet.
But yes, yes, no, it's where was I? So it looks around a bit, just sort of fidgets. The attendant's like, I believe you wish to speak to the one claiming to be a knight eternal, Archbishop. He says, oh yes, yes, right, right. Sir Katala, correct?
Yes, sir.
If you don't mind, I would ask, are you able to demonstrate what you did to the bishop for me, just so I can see it myself?
Of course, and I'll do it.
Okay. And he just sort of, his eyes brighten and he just smiles up at that. It's like, yes, yes, yes. Oh, it's a glorious day, glorious day. The knights are returning. I knew it. I knew it. They called me mad.
Hmm.
Good, good.
You
This
knew
is
it?
glorious. I had my speculations. As you know, the Regent Lord has been saying it his way for so long, but you look into things and some other things that I've seen, some other people who have appeared, but it's not here nor there. So tell me,
Wait,
Sir Catali, what is your mission here amongst us? Have you come to help Bosmar defend it from the horrors of the wastes? Have you come to herald King Owen's return?
Oh,
Just
yes.
what brings you here? What has the Trinity told you?
All three of those things, Galhadrian says from the back.
You're all in like equal seats. Like,
Oh, I thought I was maybe behind, because like I was imagining Alina
if
in
you'd like to
front,
be, yeah, if you'd
and
like to be, you
then
could be. But there's 4 seats in front of his desk for you guys.
I feel like Alina would have to stand for the wings situation.
Yeah.
But she sort of lets him like ramble at her for a second. She goes, "I'm sorry, Archbishop. Did you say other people have appeared?"
His eyes twinkle up at you, and it's like, oh yes, but it's very keep some of these things close to the chest. We don't want the Regency getting too much of a leg up on things. Sort of smiles wryly at you, sort of waggles a finger.
like the Green Knight.
Again, never heard of that term before.
That's. Ooh.
Is that are you refer to a knight of Carrick, of a paladin of the Wild Forger? They traditionally wear green. I don't think we've necessarily referred to them as Green Knights, but if that's what you mean, the current Archbishop is one.
I know I'm not. No, nothing like the Archbishop. No. No, like one of the Knights Eternal, the green one. Uh,
The Queen?
no, maybe.
He looks over at Abel and is like, "This is.
Yes.
Where did you find this one and decide to entrust him with a relic and put him on your retainer?"
Does he say that out loud?
Yes, he just looks at you. This old man, just like no concept. He's just like, this is
No
weird.
filter.
Why did you do this?
Who's this fucking weirdie?
Galahadrin assisted me in defending the village of Creek from corruption, and has been a steadfast companion. I trust him.
Competence, then. Good. That's all I needed to hear. So it looks over and it's like, good sir. If you, I will say, have you put any thought into making them an official knight if they're going to be carrying a relic that I assume your family possesses?
Yes, it is my family's relic. What would that entail exactly?
Well, they would need to swear vows to serve the lord of your house in all the doings that they do. It varies a bit. It's usually an oath to the gods to serve their house in perpetuity. It's not something that I'm familiar with on the noble side. If they were a paladin instead for one of the churches, then they would swear a vow to the god that the church conducts business for, and they would become a knight, a paladin that way, and then serve the church. As Have you not given much thought into this? I would assume that if the lord of your house had put enough, sort of vouched for you enough to let you give him a relic, he would have explained the procedures.
Oh, well, perhaps I should explain the circumstances under which it came into my possession. And I guess I'll tell him about how my uncle was trying to use it to buy guns.
He's like, okay, I'm going to be quite honest with you, even though I am the Archbishop of Felmar. Trade and stuff is something I delegate to the bishops of the cities and such. It's not really my concern, but it's less that you are giving him the shield and more you are keeping it out of unfavorable hands who would not use it wisely.
Yes, I believe that's an accurate assessment of the situation.
Okay, and so we're just holding it for now. Are you going to return it if you don't trust your uncle? If it's in this boy's property retention, but he's a retainer of you, then it belongs to your uncle, and your uncle can decide what to do with it.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay, well that's.
I've sworn a vow to Summer and on my name that I will help the people of this land.
You can't swear vows to seasons. That's not how that works.
I already have.
Okay, but that doesn't mean anything. It's a season. It's not a god.
Well,
It
Archbishop.
would appear that there are other planes than ours.
Yes, I think that Galahadrin is well, to put it plainly, he's not like other elves.
So it's just like
in a good way, but like, right? No offense, Galahadrin.
sort of
None
squints his eyes
taken.
a bit.
I'm
It's like,
not really an elf.
You're not. Oh, wait, you're not an elf?
Well, no, I'm Fae.
I don't know what that means.
I suppose not. It's a subtle difference.
Okay, well, are you of the faith? You said that you were planning to protect Aventicuum. Have you sworn, you've taken your vows to the church? Are you a member of the faith? Abel and Alina, you would both know that like it's a coming of age thing. They take you to a church and you just swear some basic vows. You do it when you're like 15.
Oh, well, Galahadrin thinks very carefully about his word choice. I have made many oaths.
You know the difference between an oath and a vow.
Yes. Maybe.
Can you
Yes.
describe the difference to me?
Oh, can you describe the difference to me?
He sort of looks at you and is like, Abel, you would know that this guy, the whole reason he's an archbishop is that he is like a teacher.
Okay,
That's
well,
his whole shtick.
Forgive me, but have we not gotten off track?
Don't know. I think you're right. Usually, a relic being in the hands of somebody who is not an official knight would be of highest priority. The Church of Felmar is concerned with the ownership and use and proper care of holy relics. But no, this is less important. Sorry, my boy. Although that is something that you will need to get squared away at some point, whether by becoming a knight of a house. We can put words in for you with the royal house if you don't want to swear to your uncle. You can swear to one of the churches if you wish to become a paladin, but we can handle that. Less important, less important. He like waves his hand, just like waving that problem away in Galahadrin's face, turns to Alina and is like, "Now what your mission? Why? Do you know why the Trinity is sending the knights back?" And he just manically sort of stares at you a bit.
Well, I do not know. This is all very new to me. I graduated. This all started happening after I graduated from the academy. It started as headaches and then suddenly I had wings and I started having dreams and memories.
Oh, memories. Oh, very. What kind of memories? And he like snaps his hand for the attendant, and the attendant reaches down from the desk and grabs like a pencil and paper, holds it up, like ready to record.
I d- dictate
Vivid
all of the
detail,
memory.
please.
Oh, is that comfy? Uh, she will tell him in exact detail all of the memories she has had up until this point.
Vision of King Owen and Queen Genevieve and Sir Saint Elias. Oh, this is exciting. He sort of has the attendant finish writing him and like wheel him around his desk and sort of sits down and starts reading it again. It's like, that's very good. So what are? Sort of looks up at you all and is like, so what are your plans? What is your goal? What is your mission here? What can I do to assist this second coming of the knights?
I would like nothing more. I have a brother. Um,
Oh, I didn't see that in the records. I made sure to look up your history as soon as the Bailey Brook gave me your name. You have a brother, you say?
I do. His
Mm-hmm.
name is. We were separated after we fled from the duchies. I do not know if he is also a knight.
Ah, where did he go? Where can we find him?
He went to the place. Where did he go?
Zaris.
He is somewhere in Zaris.
Hmm. It's very far, very far. Zaris, for everybody else's reference, you guys are here. Zaris is over here.
Hmm.
that was the jungle place, right?
No, the jungle place
Oh, that was the
is
Tangle.
the Tangle, which is the
There it
name
is.
of the
Okay.
jungle, but that continent is Senket, but the Tangle is the jungle. But yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
Zaris.
That is very far away.
Yeah.
Um, I guess as he's kind of contemplating, I'm going to ask him a question. So, um, you mentioned that you wanted to get ahead of the uh, Regency getting involved in
Yes.
all of this. Is
Yes.
there something going on between the Bosmaran Church and the Regency?
The Regent Lord has his nose in everything. It's infuriating. It's he's been he and his church and his branch and clerics and such have been going on for ever since the fall of Aventicuum, that King Owen's return is imminent, and when he comes back, the Knights Eternal who have been laying waiting for his return, defending the land in his absence, will flock back again to his banner and unite the continent and purge it from darkness and all the typical things. But I don't think that the Knights Eternal are still here. And he just sort of gives you just a slide. It's like, my theory is that they all left with King Owen, or they died, or they natural causes or whatnot. I don't know. But if they were here, there would be more evidence of them, of saints walking among us. Don't you think we would have heard something in the intervening times? Just stares at you all, just like wide-eyed, just
Well, we have heard something now, and I kind of gesture at Eileen and her glowing wings.
Yes, but Miss, how old are you?
Oh God, I wrote it down. How old am
Not
I?
not 900 years old, I suspect.
No, I was. Abel, how old are you?
I wrote it down too. No.
You guys are 23. You guys are
I often
23.
also forget my age.
Yeah. I was like, see, new, not returning, haven't been living around for so long. It's we have been on our own for these intervening centuries since Owen left and the Empire ruled things peacefully, and then the Empire fell. Now it's 800, 900 odd years. It's but it's the Regency. They think that they have the mantle of destiny, of a rulership, of rightfully being the leaders of Aventicuum, but they know Avency squandered that. They squandered it. They don't deserve it anymore. Bosmar, and he sort of taps his desk. Bosmar has inherited the mantle. We are the ones destined, and I can see that now, that we have a Knight Eternal among us. We will be the ones. Ah, yes. This is
There
very
were
good. This is very good.
there were what, 12 Knights Eternal?
12 knights and the king and queen, yes.
So 14 total?
14, yes.
Seems unlikely that we're the only ones with one among us.
But we're the first. We don't just have one.
What do you mean?
Can't tell you.
I mean, you probably
I
can.
think.
He knows something.
I do. I know many things, my dear boy. Don't let my age fool you. The body is weak, but the mind is still quite agile.
I think if there's anyone you should tell, it should be me.
I will tell you as well. It's if I assume you're going to be staying in the city for some time. I can set up some meetings. So it looks around at you. It's like, I would like for you all to meet the other archbishops if you have time tomorrow, and then once I have time to confer with them on how to proceed, and we can call a meeting with the royal family even.
Well,
That sounds wise. Eilina?
um, yes. I need to know.
Don't fret, my dear. You are guided by the hands of the Trinity. You are here for a purpose, and we shall help usher you along it.
Archbishop, you
Yes.
asked Eilina what her purpose was here. I don't think as far as I'm aware, I don't think that she's received any direct information about that. But trouble does seem to follow us. Perhaps you could divine a pattern with your wisdom.
Oh, yes, of course. What sorts of trouble?
Well, I'm gonna describe everything that we found in Creek and the Garen Woods.
The whites.
Yeah, I'll mention the whites. Getting attacked by House Seabreeze, although I'll note that I personally think it's separate, but I guess my companions will exhort me to include it. But yeah, basically the theory that there's something out there that is corruptive to the faith.
Yes, no, this is the problem that I have been having to deal with, unfortunately. Uh, as you see, I am, while the outreach program is inter interchurch, all three branches participate in it. As it is primarily an educational endeavor, uh, I have been the one who has founded and been spearheading it. So while the priests of Carrick and Rithmus who serve underneath Bishop Wooldrick in his mission there are part of the other churches, they are still my responsibility. So I am aware of this occasional madness that befalls the priests of Carrick. This this heresy about prisons and unrestrained growth and such. We keep a mindful eye on that. It's thankfully has not happened often, but it is something that has happened. There's something beyond the mountains. Whatever caused the lost woods to fall, it wants to get through the gap.
Hmm.
So it looks like maybe that will be the first true showing of the power of the returned knights. He sort of looks like, are you going to step forward into the ruins of Ishvalia? Are you going to smite the monsters who haunt those woods, my dear saint?
Yes. You weren't speaking to me, but yes.
It's, yes. No, I know that you're eager, Galahad, and I'm speaking to Alina.
I will do what I can for as many people as I can.
So it looks and it's like, even if they are of the faithless, even if they are elves and dwarves who do not give the Trinity their proper reverence, even if they exist outside of society, will you still lay down your sword?
I do not think that even the faithless deserve to suffer. I believe everyone deserves a chance to live, and if their choices after being saved lead them to the Trinity, then that is a good thing. But letting them live to make those choices.
So stares at you and smiles with this smile that has quite a few false teeth in it, and his grins like, good answer, my girl. I like you. I like you. We are of the same mind of this. It is encouraging, very encouraging. It's like looks around all of you and it's like, yes, I will. Serena, make sure. Send word to the other archbishops. We will have an emergency meeting early as possible tomorrow morning. Just have them clear their schedules for it. And the attendant just sort of bows. It's like, of course, Archbishop. It's like, good. Uh, yes, are there uh, any other questions that you have for me? I'm so invigorated by this event. That's the word. Event. Looks around at all of you guys, just looking for any questions or input or further conversations. Just shaking, just gradually, just like
Marrow isn't here, right?
Marrow is downstairs. Yeah.
Okay. There is one other companion that we have with us that we have little information on that you should
Oh,
probably meet.
of
Their name,
course, of course. Why didn't you bring them?
they preferred to remain outside.
Uh, Sorry, don't make them wait outside the door. You can bring them in. It doesn't matter how they're dressed or anything. We're not standing under court here.
Does
So she
out of
sort of,
character, does Marrow actually wear clothes?
no. He
No.
assumes that you just meant there was some poor schlub who's standing outside because they weren't allowed in.
Oh,
And Serena just kind of looks just like, Archbishop, this was the entire group. There is no one waiting outside. We would not turn away someone purely based on appearance to join this meeting. It's like, oh,
perhaps I should explain.
please.
This person, it really was quite miraculous timing, my meeting all of these people in Greek.
The Trinity's work. The guiding hands.
It would seem so. But in addition to all of these, all of my friends here, we also met another friend who goes by the name of Marrow.
Hmm.
Um, they appear to be quite bestial in appearance, although they have proved to be a loyal companion and quite competent.
A deep thinker.
A deep thinker, yes. Thank you, Galahadrin.
Mhm.
But their appearance is not nearly so familiar as even Galahadrin's with his own distant background.
My boy, I see orcs every day of my life. There's no
No,
reason to be rude
No.
sir.
about that.
Sir, to put it bluntly,
Mhm.
they are like a dog, but with knives? I think they're knives. Are they knives? What are they?
Yeah, blades.
Blades protruding from their back, but it seems to not cause
A
them
knife
any
dog.
pain.
And they speak also, like intelligently.
Without
Well, they speak.
a collar.
Yes,
Like,
I'm
About
aware
to
that
say,
it's
yeah,
not
it's a trend in the city with nobles. They buy these fancy collars and let their
no
pets
they,
talk.
no,
they don't need one of those. No.
they do not need one to speak.
Really?
Yes. Actually, that reminds me.
They're a gnoll?
I
You've just described a gnoll. Well, minus the blades. Usually they hold the blades.
so I guess out of character when I first made like my history check to determine if I knew what a gnoll looked like, I failed.
Mhm.
So would this
You
remind
know
me?
you know enough about gnolls to know that vague description of they are like doggish sort of people that are in the northern lands and can talk and stuff, but are very violent. Like you know enough that your poor description of Marrow kind of fits that. But
But
there's also enough about actually talking to Marrow and Marrow not like instantly tearing your throat out. Was like, okay, this is something different.
so yeah, I guess I'll tell the Archbishop. There's a superficial similarity, but the behavior is entirely inconsistent with what I've been taught.
Interesting. Serena, send a deacon to fetch. Are they just where are they? Are they outside? Are they in the museum? Do I need to send them to your inn?
Did Marrow say where they were going to be?
Marrow wandered off towards the museum.
Yes, I believe they were going to the museum.
Yes, Serena, send a deacon to find a talking knife dog wandering the museum and bring them here.
Goes by the name of Marrow.
Marrow, yes, of course. And she goes off. So we're gonna pause this. We're gonna go to Marrow. Marrow, you as another human came to fetch your companions, some smells sort of came to your nose in this building, and you sort of sniffed around. You followed them into a room. Uh, Meryl can read common, right? Like we established, Meryl can at least read
So,
common. Yeah.
yeah.
So you follow them into a room that says like Hall of Monstrosities, and you go in there, and it is a sort of, for what Parf would know, a sort of like natural science exhibit with just lots of taxidermied monstrous creatures. You see some of like some stuffed basilisks, like what you've fought in Trintham. You see some griffins. You see some like manticores, like all these different mythological beasts with full plaques that say like where they were found. Most of them from the Lost Woods or Vitangle. How old they are, when they were killed, like facts about them and stuff. But it is just, this room is filled with all these different scents, but like these dead, unalive scents, like just the fur, none of the other things that go with them. Uh, and back in like the far end of the room, there is a display, and there are two things that both smell kind of similar to dirt and to yourself. Uh, there are two displays. They're vaguely the size of dirt. They're both what you would think after seeing Abel's cousins, sort of like hounds, what you would consider like hound shape after just comparison. Although what terminology you use in your own mind, it's up to you. One of them looks kind of like dirt, probably a bit smaller. The features are a bit more angular and stuff. It's got spots on its hides instead of the smaller versions of knives than you do. And the plaque underneath it says abyssal, or says hyena from the Knoll lands. And the other one is more lanky, with less of a broad chest and just like more like slim, like more agile, built for speed. It's got a wrought iron collar around its neck, and its mouth is open. And the inside of its mouth has been recreated somewhat well, like it's still taxidermied. So like there's stuff put around the skull, but there's like somebody put a little like small candle in the middle of its mouth and like lit it, and so there's like a candle flickering inside of its throat, just giving off a little bit of a fire appearance. And it says here, Hellhound of the Wrath Wastes.
Does the Hellhound look anything like Marrow?
The Hellhound does not look anything like Marrow. It is smaller than Marrow, and the proportions are, I think Marrow's like more like tankish, like, you know,
Yeah.
bulkier and heavier and stuff. This is more of like a closer to like, not a Greyhound because that's way too slim, more like a Great Dane sort of build. But its skin is less. It's still got fur, but just more like that suede, just sort of like short fur. That looks almost like leathery, and it's stretched even more because it's taxidermied and such. But yeah, you've got these two sort of displays there, and then there's some other smells coming from the next room. There's like a hallway thing in another exhibit room beyond that some more smells are coming from.
Okay. There's no plaque about the smaller dirtlet creature. Oh, no, sorry, you said it was a
Hyena from the Knowlands, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what's listed with that information.
It's something that would be here. So.
Okay.
And then if you sort of keep on following your nose down into the next room, you would see this one says, guys, what would that say? I don't think there's an unoffensive. I don't think they would bother putting an unoffensive name. Savages of the Far Lands, or like barbarians, or like something like that. And the exhibit has three main display sections. The first one is a bunch of weapons that are large. Like the weapons themselves are as big as Marrow. And it's a variety of like clubs and axes and spears, just very crude, wrought weapons. And it says like, you know, weapons and armaments of the giants that assault Xeris on the other end of the world spine. There's another, but the two displays that more catch your eyes. The first one is racks of this armor that's like dark armor covered in blades and spikes that do seem like just the style of the plethora of blades sticking off them. Even though they're not organic, they're in armor. They're not on, you know, a body. But it looks very similar to the sort of daggers that stick out of you that you can sort of control at times. And they say under them in various descriptions of like armaments of the hobgoblins of the Wrath Wastes. And various display suits of armor, all with different styles and varieties of these knives coming off of them, as well as their weapons, like, you know, pole arms and swords and axes and like morning stars and such. And then the other one that's more interesting, that smells more familiar, is like similar to the hyena smell, but more familiar to you, are displays of, again, taxidermied creatures. The other two displays just had like armaments and paintings of what the creatures who use them are. They're humanoids. Not sure you care too much further beyond their appearance. The third display with the gnolls, these are like bodies that have been taxidermied. They are standing on two legs with hands and thumbs and like fully humanoid appearance, but their bodies are covered in fur. Their heads are more hyena-like that you saw, with like fangs sticking out, and they're wielding their various weapons. Some of them are wearing armor that's like, you know, leather or some wrought metal. Some of them are wearing staves and implements, and it's just like probably half a dozen arranged in various stances of like on the attack of charging at the people who are looking at the display. and the sort of plaques all read like, the Knoll, the marauders of the Knoll lands, vicious savages, just like, all this. Not sure how much you go in on reading it, but these things all smell very familiar to you.
Okay.
So as you are perusing that, are there any questions, any other things you want to look at or look more closely into as you're sort of perusing these two sections?
No, I think I'll just make a note of this and like take a mental note the
Okay.
next time, like I don't know, like how I forget everybody's name. Like when Mara gets questioned about what she is, not to strangers, because stranger danger,
Yeah.
but as far as like our companions and stuff. And
Okay.
then if there's an opportunity to like research some of this stuff later, I don't know. I think that she can read a book if she wanted to.
Yeah. As you're sort of sitting there looking at these, a human comes up, in Deacon Rhodes, and it's like, excuse me, are you Marrow?
Yeah.
Yes, the Archbishop requests your presence. Your companions are currently meeting with them, and he would like you to join them. If you'd come this way, please.
She followed.
All right, they lead you back up to the room. While you guys are waiting for dirt, is there any other conversations you would like to be having with the Archbishop?
So speaking of Marrow has reminded me of my conversation with, or the conversation with DeLuca, uh, and the titles by which he referred to presumably Marrow and possibly Phelan.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to basically relate that story.
When you start that, Alina's gonna elbow you pretty hard. And she's kind of
Oh,
discreetly, and she's gonna lean in, and she'll be like, "I don't think Phelan wants. You can ask, but
hmm,
make sure that you don't. I'm worried about the threat
hmm,
in that note.
hmm.
Do
Don't.
not draw
Okay.
unnecessary attention to Phelan."
As you guys are having that sidebar, the reason he doesn't notice is he's grilling Phelan on. So you grew up in Walden. Tell me about your experiences with the program. How was it good? How do you think it could be improved? Like just grilling him.
He'll humor it.
Yeah, your honest opinions, boy. Give them to me. I'm always looking to improve the program.
Truth told, there wasn't much to it. I grew up. I was raised fairly well. Both of my parents were a part of the church. They were part of the program as much as parents are. I don't remember the full
Second generation.
details.
Good.
I was chosen to keep another more in line, I suppose. He was a bit more rowdy. I helped him stay the course. There was a specific father who knew me well, and I knew him.
Which one?
Father Johann?
Johann. No, I know him well. I can see this is good. I appreciate his work. He might be a father of Carrick, but I've recommended him for a bishopship quite a few times, but he always turns me down. He prefers to work with the children and such, which I find admirable. I think he missed his calling following Carrick. He's truly an educator at heart. He should have chosen Felmar, but that's neither here nor there. It's good. I'll make sure to put that on his next review, that he had such a promising student come from his teachings. That's very good, very good. All right. So that's the
Also,
discretion. So,
out of character for Rose. That note does not mention the Genesis. It mentions the threat, but if he's just going to be asking about the Genesis, it doesn't mention the note.
Yes, I know. But she is making sure that untoward attention is not turned to you. In case
Fair.
it is not, don't ask about Genesis.
Okay.
It's don't
Yeah, they might
implicate.
be secrets like enemy type figures that they've set those names for, and it like I don't know what the church's position is on stuff
Ooh.
like the Hound Mother. Like, what if they don't like the Hound Mother? We shouldn't point at Marrow and go, Hound Mother. You know what I mean?
You guys also probably would have talked about this before going to this meeting. So if you want to
Yes.
have some preparatory conversations, go ahead. I
Yeah.
don't think you would have anticipated you getting a meeting this quickly, but you still, well, actually, no, because you knew that word was being sent ahead, so you probably knew this guy would want to see you.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so have your discussions and game plan them and let me know what
So
you
yes,
actually say to them.
does the group want me to ask about those titles that DeLuca used, and or should we not mention DeLuca at all?
I believe if anybody should mention DeLuca to start that conversation, it should be the one who ostensibly knew him.
I think that we need to get more information from the bishop in order to give him information. Otherwise, it's not a very fair trade.
All right. I guess I won't mention it then.
So no other conversations while you're waiting for Arrow?
I don't think so.
I mean, I think you can ask about. You can say we heard it in our travels, but I think you can ask about the names. I just am. Alina is very skeptical now of sort of. Also, this man gives her the ick. But
Why would the 96-year-old man give you the ick?
well, I wonder.
Yeah.
But B2B, what was I saying?
Do we want
Sorry, I
to
got
ask
distracted.
about Genesis and the Hound Mother, if those terms mean anything to him?
Yes.
I mean, do you want to do that then? Because I'm curious.
Absolutely. Archbishop.
Yes.
In our travels, we have stumbled upon many interesting things. I guess my latent
Guiding hand of the
history.
Trinity, of course you have.
But there were two words that stuck out to me, and I was wondering if you had any knowledge
No,
about
of
them,
course.
because
No.
I'm afraid I am lacking.
I am a scholar, of course. If I can help you find any information, I'd be more than happy to.
We heard of the word, Hound Mother?
Hound Mother.
Yes.
Hmm.
And the other word we heard was Genesis? In reference to, I assume, people.
Reference to people.
Some sort of prophecy?
No,
Maybe?
Genesis is kind of an unusual word. It's a few books come to mind. I wrote one of them. He sort of goes over to his shelf, and he's like, "The only thing comes to mind." And he pulls off a book and sort of hands it. It's like, here it is. Hands it to you. It's like, yes, no, this was a book I wrote in my early days of scholarship when I was still studying as a deacon. It helped me sort of took on quite popular with the bishops of the time, and hands you a tome that says a new Genesis through evangelism, spreading the faith in the far lands. Very proud of that work. Uh, what was the question again?
If you had heard the term Hound Mother.
Hound Mother. Thinks for a bit. I mean, the goddess of the Knolls be the first thing come to mind. The one that King Owen slew on Bloody Hill.
I'm going to give that book a quick peruse. I doubt it's going to be worth anything, but I will skim it.
You have seen that book. Father Johann had a copy. It's up to you whether you would have read it or not. It was kind of the blueprint for the outreach program and the schools set up throughout the woods.
So useless to this particular issue.
That's up to Phelan.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to write an entire book on it, but if you have specific questions, I can summarize it for you. Let
Maybe
me
it's
put
not
the.
a coincidence that that word was used in the title, the work of the Trinity and all.
Yeah, that's the first thing comes to his mind.
Right? I mean, Genesis means.
I believe the question would be more if there is a person or an organization known as a Genesis, not.
A Genesis. Not that I'm aware of. I can look into it for you.
I would appreciate it.
Some
Is
other-
that doable without alerting many people?
So it looks at you a bit. It's like, well, how many? I can ask a deacon to do it, and just alert the deacon, and whoever the deacon mentions it to, unless I make them take an oath of silence for it. So this is an important question. Why are you interested in those terms?
It is something we came across as we traveled. That is pretty much the extent of what we can talk about.
All right, very well. Oh,
If he
wait a
can
second.
have secrets.
He's still looking through his bookshelf, and he takes 2 other books down, and lays them. Like, these ones I didn't write them, so I can't recommend them nearly as much. But yeah,
Why
sets
am
down
I
2 other books.
invisible on Discord? What the fuck?
Yeah,
How do you
John Cena
uninvisible?
over here. So yeah, total of 3 books that he sets down before you. The first one is the one that he authored. The other 2, the first one or the second one looks like, again, just a study of pre-imperial culture, and he's like, this one's mostly conjecture, just based on myths and legends from before even the myth of King Owen, or the legends, or it gets into some speculative scholarship. Not as much a fan of it, although I do like the term Genesis, is why I used it. And then in Arcane Genesis,
That one we
of
will
course,
study.
yeah, and of course the foundation of the Azure Academy. I don't think I've seen the word come up outside of there. It's more of an imperial loan word. You don't see it very often.
Yeah, I will definitely be looking at the Arcane Genesis.
Okay. Yes. As for Hound Mother, that's the only thing comes to mind. The goddess of the Knolls, maybe. A bit more context for where you heard it and why would be important. And as he's sort of saying this, the door opens again, and it's like, "Sir, Mero is here to see." I'll just let the dogs in and close the door after him. It's like, that is a knife dog.
Dogs in.
Big. Yes, come in. Would you like some wine? Serena, do we have a bowl or 2 bowls
Wrinkles
with some wine
her
into?
nose at it.
Or just water then? I don't
I'm
know. I
good.
don't have pets.
Oh, I'm all right.
Fair enough. Get some refreshment anyways, and they take 2 like porcelain bowls, just like display bowls. The attendant takes off the shelf and pours water in them and sets them out in front of you. Like, not dog dishes, but just like just bowls. It's like, it's a very interesting companion. What was it again you wanted to discuss with them here?
Well, I more wanted to give you a full picture of those of us that had come together under potentially divine influence.
Good. Weird, but okay. Are you... Looks at the bit and it's like, doesn't kind of seem similar to some sort of hyena, but twice as big, and kind of looks a bit gnollish, but not really. I don't know. And they can
Yeah.
talk?
Yes.
Okay, good. And it hasn't tried to kill any of you?
Nope.
Not for a while.
Good. Nope. Tamed emissary of Carrick, case closed. They're here to help you on your divine mission.
Oh. I didn't think.
Never seen it before, but that's my best guess.
I didn't think that it would be that easy to solve.
Well, the Wild Forger, he helps, tame the beasts of the wild to help with us, like, cows and chickens and horses and the riding wargs that the Orcish tribes used and such. And why not? If they're sending a Knight Eternal, they would send a dog with knives on it to help you in your battles. I don't know what else you want from me. I'm not a biologist. We can ask the Archbishop of Carrick tomorrow if you wish.
I thought we were meeting the Archbishop. Is this not the
This
Archbishop?
is
I am the Archbishop of Felmar, not of Carrick.
Ah, okay.
I take it the dog isn't of the faith.
not that I'm aware of. No.
The only faith I need is in me and my buddies.
That's... would advise your dog to not spout heresies. Just casually like that. I'll let it slide, considering the company and you're vouching for them. Yeah, he seems surprisingly disinterested in Marrow.
Okay.
Sensing that this guy is obviously some higher rank, Miro's just like, hey, what's the deal with the guards? I would like to not be accosted by them in the streets.
The city guards?
Yeah, is this anything you can do anything about?
The city guards are under the employ of the royal house. This is Norest, obviously. Did you have a problem with the guards? And he looks over at the rest of you guys.
With me. They don't like it. They don't like me.
Were you just wandering off by yourself?
Well, I had dirt with me.
I don't think that would be helpful. No, it's, my dear, you kind of, to the uneducated eye, you appear rather monstrous.
There's nothing... You can't just tell them to back off? Is that not within your purview?
I can tell an individual guard to do so, but I can't just do a blanket order of, hey guards, if you see a talking monster the size of a man but covered in knives wandering around the town, don't do anything. It's kind of their job to do things about that.
Mara makes her disappointment known.
I mean, I'm sorry, you, but he looks towards the rest of you, you understand this, right? Like, just because you are familiar with the blessing of Carrick, the average lay god is not going to go, oh, look, the gods have sent a giant, monstrous dog covered in knives to protect us while we walk through the market.
I feel like you could print some flyers.
Can look into that.
Put up some posters.
A try would be nice.
We can cover it in our meeting with the prince and princess once I get their attention.
Mero just says,
he would say king. He wouldn't say prince and princess. He'd say king. Sorry.
Mero's just like, I don't think I like cities, guys.
That's a shame.
They're
They're centers of
taste.
society. The greatest gift that the Trinity has given us.
We might end up heading back out into the wilderness soon.
As your destinies take you, of course.
Yes.
Can't really fight against the horrors that threaten civilization from within the safety of a city, now can you?
Indeed.
No. But yes, no, this has been an invigorating conversation. If there's anything else you wish to ask, please do so. Otherwise, I do have many other duties I need to get to, and we'll schedule a meeting with the other archbishops for tomorrow, earlier in the day, and we'll have some deacons come and fetch you. Where are you staying?
At the Dancing Toad.
Oh. All right.
You don't agree?
Well, I would expect a noble and, a knight eternal would stay in a more upscale place, but I'm just not me to judge.
Do you have a suggestion?
I mean, I assume you picked one that you... Would you like to stay in the cathedral? We have guest quarters?
I think we would prefer to stay apart, if that's all right.
So some of you would stay here, and some would go to the Dancing Toad?
No, we would stay apart from the church. There's nothing against the church itself.
Well, I would hope not.
Feels favoritism.
I think our accommodations are satisfactory at the moment.
Whatever floats your boat, sure. But yes, let us know if you need anything.
Okay, well.
All right.
Yeah, let's ride.
Let's go.
All right, a good day to you too. So, Serena, please see them out. And she wheels him behind his desk. He starts doing some paperwork, and she walks you guys out the door.
All right, let's roll.
All right. As you sort of walk away and she closes the door behind you but stays on the outside, she's like, it's Alina, it was, yes? If I could have
Yes.
if I could have a moment of your time, just you, please.
Of course.
I'll just be a moment if you just wait for us. And she just waits for everybody else to walk away.
How tall is the cathedral's halls?
This is
Are the
more of the
cathedral's halls?
administration thing, so just kind of, just standard, like, 8 or 10 feet, maybe, like not vaulted ceilings. I don't know.
Can we stealth a bird?
Yes, you probably could.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. All right, so everybody walks away except for Alina stays behind.
I will also grab onto Abel's shoulder and just feel like, please guide me.
Right this way. We'll be waiting downstairs.
Of course. She turns. Julian is like, please, and holds out her hands. If you would do me the honor of praying with me.
Of course.
Holds your hands, says, mutters under her breath more to herself than anything, just like some familiar just prayers that you would do in a church visit, just nothing special out of the ordinary, just like asking for common blessings and stuff from the Trinity. After she does that, she'd lean forward and whisper to you, go ahead and make a perception check from the bird.
Yeah, let me pull up the bird. Where's Gus? There he is. I don't need to pull up Gus so I can roll his stats specifically.
Yep.
He gets advantage, doesn't he?
For sound? I think it's for sight.
It might just be for sight.
You can check it. The feature will say.
Yeah, that's what we're pulling up. Features: keen hearing and sight.
Yeah, go ahead and make that with advantage. There you go. So you hear this as she leans in and whispers to Alina. It's like, I would be wary around the one who calls himself Phelan. I knew him when in Walden. Before coming to the city, I would have considered him a scoundrel. I have seen far worse since coming here, but still, I would watch that one.
I appreciate your warning.
Very good. And she leans back and says, the Trinity bless your steps, and walks back into
yours
the
as well.
Archbishop's room. Phelan,
Yeah.
before she says that, she would say to Alina, and you are the only one who hears this, is Phelan giving you a problem? I assume Alina would say no or would play coy about it or to give some response, and she'd be like, very well, and then would say what she just said. Alina, you have no recollection of this.
What? Listen, this is a very stressful time for me. I don't need this secrecy and malarkey. Trying to buy shoes. They're one-piece shoes.
Hey, One Piece.
Thank
Are they
God.
ace shoes? Do they have a hole in the top?
All shoes have a hole in the top. Shut up. No, they're Shanks shoes, if you must know.
Oh, so it's only one shoe.
Yes.
No, it's two shoes. It just has only one lace on each shoe.
There you go. Yeah, and then she goes back to the room, and you rejoin your companions.
Does Phelan or
Not in
Alina
this
share?
church, he doesn't. Not in here, he doesn't. We could talk about that at home.
What a great meeting. And I got to keep the wine glass.
They would not have let you keep
I don't think you were allowed. You were supposed to keep the one.
They would have taken that from you before you left
Oh.
out the door.
Well, we don't have anything else to do until tomorrow, yes? We've already
Nope.
started drinking. Let's just keep this party rolling.
As long as we don't head to any pubs near the academy.
It's 4 p.m. So yeah.
4 p.m. is time to party.
That's right. I assume that Eilina and I know some good places to go for like relax.
Most of them are by the academy.
Oh no. It's time to go and visit places that we always heard about, but we're too far away to go.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. You go. So are you just like partying the night, or are you going to an establishment, getting a booth, and then like talking in the restaurant or something?
That.
Okay. So yeah, you guys go and you find, a sort of upscale-ish restaurant. You guys order a booth in the back, just, away from people. It's still 4 p.m., like the dinner rush hasn't necessarily come in. The bar area is still loud enough to sort of cover most, conversations if you guys want to keep things hushed. So yeah, you have a dinner and a meeting? I don't know.
A debrief, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody can talk about how he felt that it went. I think it went rather well.
I think it went rather well. Alina,
Yes.
your meeting, if you don't mind my saying so, seemed interesting.
What do you mean?
Forgive me, but in the interest of making sure that none of us are left behind, I had our friend Gus here keep an eye on you. Did you?
Sorry, go ahead.
Do you remember everything you talked about?
I remember she warned me to. She called you a scoundrel? She asked to pray, and then she leaned in and she said that you were she knew you were a scoundrel. Knew you? And you were a scoundrel back then. But she has seen worse recently.
Oh, how exciting, a
I
scoundrel.
was more worried. I was more concerned with the part in the middle, when she asked if I had been bothering you. I appreciate you saying no.
And she looks genuinely like sort of wide-eyed, and she goes, I am afraid I do not know what you are speaking of.
Then he looks genuinely concerned.
Did
In the
she?
middle, she asked if I had been bothering you. You gave a coy but assuring answer, and she said very well. And then she leaned in. Do you not remember that?
I do not. All I remember is her saying that you had been a scoundrel. I swear.
Did we get her name?
Serena.
That was the only one I actually remembered. Thanks for taking my
Oh,
thunder.
sorry.
God damn, I'm leaving. It's the only one I actually
I'm sorry.
remembered.
I thought Al was asking me.
Listen, I'm so stressed out about these shoes, and I was like, I remember her name, and then fucking Dr.
Sorry, I'm
Thunder
sorry.
Stealer over
Let the
here.
record show the honor is yours.
It is concerning, to say the least, that an acolyte can edit memories.
I don't like that. My mind is already like my mind is scrambled enough as it is, and the thought that someone was kicking around in my brain.
This is by no means required or expected, but it would be beneficial to inquire what she meant by she's seen worse. To be in a city, it's very easy to see worse scoundrels than some young pup in a small backwards village.
You two
But
can make
in
insight checks.
but in this town, it is entirely possible she means she's seen worse of what I am.
Yeah, you guys can make insight checks.
Am I
Inside
still on
check.
my insight, or am I on the
It
bird?
depends. Is there
I
a
think I'm-
bird on the page?
There is a bird on the page. Let's get rid of the bird. He was flying. He was having fun.
So Rhea and Phelan, you get the sense that with the... So Rhea, you definitely get the sense that the comment was more like, listen, I knew this guy. I would have called him a scoundrel. I understand there's worse people in the city, but keep an eye on him. It was more just like a warning of like, you got the sense that she was concerned that to see him with you, and she was concerned about your safety. Phelan, let me whisper you what you catch.
Oh shit!
Are you guys having this conversation just in
At
the
out
booth
loud
with the
at the
rest of
table?
us?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're at the table.
Is it possible that she was a Regency spy? A friend of Father DeLuca's, perhaps?
They were both in the Church of Felmar.
That is not unlikely.
Well, I mean,
Not in the Church of Felmar, but of, it's not the same church, but still.
I mean, I was more implying that like the Regency has spies within the Church of Bosmar, and so she would be working for the Regency, and so would he. It's all one big conspiracy. The walls whisper of conspiracy, as does the Dungeon Master to Phelan.
So, it is possible that she is a spy. My only concern... Hold on one second.
We'll note that she said she's from Walden, which is on the other side of the country from Avency.
Got it.
That doesn't mean that she's not one of their spies.
Yeah, I don't know.
My only concern is that she said she knew me, but she told... All I could think is Serena. What is the actual name? Alina. Alina?
Alina.
Alina. Stuck in my head. She told Alina that she knew me from before. I don't know a Serena. It's not
Did
a
you recognize
large
her face?
town.
Perhaps she went by a different name at that point, a different face.
If she could go by... I mean... Granted, there are a few options. If she could go by a different face, I go by a different name. It is entirely possible that I am not immune to the mind-altering effects that she seems to hold.
I will also note that no one got a good look at her face because she was wearing a cowl and had her head bowed the whole time. She was very much trying to keep that sort of I am a servant meant to blend into the background, nobody perceive me. Sort of.
I will absolutely be sent. How far away is the inn from...
You could have done it before you left. I assume this is something Phelan would do before you left the
Yeah.
cathedral.
The question is, how far away is the inn? How far away are we from the church?
How far do you want to be?
He can't go further than a mile from me.
Oh, you could be within a mile if you wanted to.
Yeah. Let's keep an eye on her.
Yeah.
I do have a question. She got really close to my face.
Mm-hmm.
Perception check.
Can I roll a perception check to see if I caught
with
her
disadvantage
face
because she was still trying to staring. She was not looking you in the face. She was keeping her head down.
Boom! 12 across the board.
Yeah, you definitely saw that she was female. Pale skin, lips. You didn't catch any distinguishing features beyond that.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm just going to be periodically checking back in with Gus.
Okay. Have Gus make a stealth check if he's staying in the cathedral.
Ah, shit.
Do not
Gotta
be
drop
doing that.
Gus back out.
Super spy. Super spy.
Super spy! The moment he's seen, he's out of there.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to go about resummoning Gus. Gus.
You worked so
Yes.
hard on him the first time.
Right, he takes 8 fucking days to summon. Fuck.
So Gus
Yeah,
is
he's
floating
seen.
around, and Gus overhears some deacons go, "Oh crap! There's a bird in here again. Well, get it out before it shits all over
Gone.
the place." All right, I'll go, and they start to grab things to throw and get Gus's out. Okay, yeah, Gus returns.
You did your best, buddy.
I need to get a sound effect for just the Pidgey cry from Red and Blue.
Put myself over here in the corner so I can switch back and forth between us.
Yeah, you can do that. But it's always been allowed. But yeah, so yeah, you guys are debriefing. Let me know if you need any input from me, but otherwise, it's your guys' scene. Food comes, food's good.
So what do we do now?
Well, it sounds like we'll be learning a lot more tomorrow morning with the other bishops. I'm curious.
Oh, did I get my books?
Yeah, you could have taken all 3 of those books with you.
No, I mean the books I had the lady getting me.
Oh, yeah. After you leave, they were like, "Oh, there's not much. There's just some sections in this, and it doesn't really have more. It's like, hey, we have stories of bug people in the sand dunes north of Shirin Dune that make
I fully
weapons made of
expect.
glass." Yeah.
Okay, that was my thing. I fully expect it to be useless.
Yeah.
But if these are actually weapons made by them, I want to know why they have power that resonates with my power.
Yeah, and there's no additional. It's mostly stories from merchants and stuff. No precise things. They mention stuff made of glass, but not even diagrams or anything like that. It's
Gotcha.
fairly bare bones.
Fucking useless.
Yeah.
A random side note. After 27 minutes of struggling, I did in fact purchase those shoes.
Why was struggle necessary?
Because everyone was trying to buy the shoes, so it was an app exclusive thing. And so the app
thoughts.
was just like, what if we had a meltdown? And so I've been patiently sitting here refreshing.
Did you ever try to buy
app.
BlizzCon tickets? That's why it was.
Now
I
that-
haven't.
No,
There
you
was-
stopped
I had
going
some
to
generous
BlizzCon the
guild mates
year
with
after
me
I moved.
instead.
The year before I moved here.
Listen,
Buying BlizzCon tickets is a fucking nightmare.
I know, that's why I never tried it.
but
Also, I
very good.
haven't bought shoes since before the pandemic. So
Same, actually. Wait, hold on. No, I bought a pair.
Ow.
I bought a pair of tennis shoes. That's a lie. They were
man,
on
I
sale.
work from home. I usually don't even wear socks.
That's
Same.
fair, I guess.
Oh, I need new Crocs. They've worn through so thin that Princess and the Pea. That's me, but with anything under my shoe.
Anyways,
Anyway, sorry.
for the debriefing for the campaign.
You mentioned shoes.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
What am I supposed to do? Not get distracted? Okay.
There was the meeting with the Archbishop. There was, I don't know if Marrow wants to talk about any of the stuff that they found that they haven't updated anyone for.
No, he kind of went over this stuff. Some sort
Okay.
of null thing.
All right, so everybody gets the updates on the shop that sells the talking pets and the exhibits with the various monsters, including the gnolls and hobgoblin stuff.
How expensive are those collars?
Free in my case.
Well, the enchanted ones, though. I feel like
It's actually a good question.
my sister would
How
love
expensive
one.
are those? I think it's just a good
Or
thing
my
to have
cousin, rather.
around.
My cousin would
If
love
it
one.
works on any beast, that's basically a free talk to animals.
But that
That's
one's
true.
unenchanted. Well,
You
Right,
probably
but
get a sponsorship.
my question is just how much would it cost me to go buy one?
I don't know.
We'll fuck around and
You
go ask
guys,
Pat.
Marrow did not look at any price tags or anything. So.
I'll fuck around and go talk to him. I can talk. Is he open? Can I go talk to him now? Or do I
Yeah,
just wait till tomorrow?
you probably could.
Yeah, let's go talk to him.
Okay. Would you be doing anything else before Phelan just leaves off on his own?
I want to go with Phelan and see how expensive those collars are.
Okay, before having any other conversations, we can certainly do that.
It's
All right.
allowed.
Yeah. Is everybody going or just you two?
I don't know.
I guess Merrill would need to show you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
I
mean, I
guess.
don't think it's going to be a very long conversation because I don't currently have any money, but just in the
Okay.
future, for future reference.
You
I
can get
have
his
money.
business card and send
Yeah,
it
get
to
his
your
business
sister.
card. Yeah, exactly.
All right, so you go. It's a shop that says Mira's Exotics, Goods and Imports. You open the door. There's not like a bell for the door, but as you and Phelan walk in, there's a voice above you on a shelf that says, "Greetings, customers. Welcome to Mira's Exotics, where we have a collection of... Oh, it's you again." And you look up and you see this cat just glaring daggers down at Marrow.
Hello. You are not the proprietor we spoke with.
So it looks, it's like, can you leave the mangy thing outside if you are to peruse the establishment, please?
I have no
There's a
control
dwarf
of the
behind the
mangy
counters just
thing.
like, all right, no, we're not having this again. And he picks up the cat and is just like, all right, no, sorry about that. Usually he's not so pissy, and he throws him in the back, comes back on. It's like, apologies. Hey, Abel, are these your friends?
Yeah,
Good.
They-
Welcome to Mira's Imports.
I brought you some business.
Yes, I'm intrigued by these collars. I think my cousin would love one. I'm a bit cash light at the moment, but I just wanted to know just a ballpark estimate of how much they cost.
Well, you see, the size and the fitting varies, but not too much. Most of the work is in the enchantment and whatnot. But we can cut you for a friend of Abel's here. We can do 3,000 gold.
All right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
How does it work? Is it something you just put on and off it goes? Does it need to be specified to an animal?
Oh no, we just you put it on the animal. You let them sit with it for an hour, and then after that they get smarter and they can talk.
Got it.
Yeah, no, they're nifty little things.
What
It's all
else do
their
we
age right
have?
now. It's the big trend of all the noble houses are picking them up.
I'll also
These
just peruse the rest of the shop. What else do we have here?
Just a bunch of different enchanted magical items. I haven't done the full inventory of it, but it's a magic item shop, but they also have a lot of what Abel would recognize as all the different kinds of reagents, which the book condenses reagents down to, like, poisonous, reactive, curative, all that stuff. What they actually are is they'd be like, hey, a basilisk bladder or a chimera eye or, blah, 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 like all this stuff.
Yeah, so like within that, they have all the different varieties, so you can tailor make things.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
claws and toenails and venom sacs and like all this, all this different stuff that you would use for alchemy and enchanting and whatnot.
Okay.
All with pretty high price tags.
Oh, naturally.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, no, it's what are you looking for? Any specific materials or enchantments?
I was just interested in the collar. I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah, Collar of Intellect, our biggest seller.
I mean, yeah, I'll just peruse.
Yeah. It's
Okay. With that.
plethora of stuff. Yeah, and you see all this stuff. Here's the kicker. None of this is Imperial. These are all brand newly enchanted and made. We're getting back to the glory days of this stuff. So make sure to tell all your friends a mirror is where the new magic goods are, eh? So
Yeah,
he grins at that.
do you have a business card?
Sure. I'm not
Yeah, let me
sure
write
where
my
he would.
name down on this piece of parchment.
I'm not. Yeah, that's what he does. He's
I
just like,
need to add you to
mirrors.
my Rolodex.
Yeah, no, he just like goes, gets like tears like a thing of paper, writes the business's name and address and stuff on it. It's like, hey, there you go.
Alright, that's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, but I don't know. You look a bit of a noble sort, well dressed and all that, but you're pretty well dressed too. What's if I might have asked, Merrill or Abel here was kind of wandering around the streets on his own. What are you all doing together?
Uh, we're in town on, noble political business with
All right.
on behalf of my uncle.
Good. If I could ask what house you're part of?
House Whitewater.
Ah, never heard of it. Sorry. Not
Okay,
really a
neither had
noble
I.
myself. I mend the shop mostly. There's other people who do the selling directly to the nobles. I usually take just the walk-ins.
No offense taken.
Good. Uh, but yeah, no, it's hope you have a lovely rest of your day. If you need something, come get it. And as he's talking, the door opens again behind you, and somebody walks in. It's like, it's just a lousy, rotten day. Just a lousy, rotten day. Just everything just really isn't going right for me. You know what I say? And this gnome stops, looks at Phelan, looks up at Phelan, and goes, Perrin? And it is Gary Leafhat.
Fuck.
Do you know this person?
Hello, Gary.
Phelan, what are you doing out here?
I'm traveling with a party.
Finally left. Well, not finally left. He kind of disappeared there for a while, guys. I was worried you were dead. It's good to see you. Good to see you
It was
alive.
time to spread my wings. It is good to see you.
Yeah,
How
just
have you? What are you
reaches up,
doing here?
gives you a hug around your waist.
Yeah, sure. What are you doing here?
Skilled handwork every now and then, just sourcing and getting, a supplier for this guy over here. And I was like, yeah, no, Gary's good at getting us all these ingredients and stuff. Whenever I have a order fall through, he's good at sort of making it up for me. Which, meaning to say, Gary, it's good that you came in. We got an order of basilisk parts that came in. Was too short. You think you can come up with something for that? And he's like, basilisks? Not really far enough to range for Vitangle, my friend. And he's like, if you come across it, let me know. It's like, all right.
Now, Gary, it was my job to keep an eye on this. How are you maintaining
In Walden?
this?
Not in the city.
Understandable.
But he's wearing like a cloak and hood, and as you're sitting there talking to him, he puts it down to get more casual. And what strikes you is that his hair, where it was before, like it's always like long and messy, just like gets in his face and stuff. It was usually like a mousy brown color. It is now just like a vibrant green.
Huh.
He's also got some piercings that weren't there in like his nose and ear and such.
We should get together, just the two of us, Gary.
No, that'd be great. Catch up on old times and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm staying at what is it? Not the drunken.
The dancing
prancing
toad.
Dancing toad.
Dancing
pony.
Ooh, that's a bit rich for my blood.
It's not too rich for mine.
You're doing really well for yourself then. Like jabs a little bit.
I like how we've told two different people where we're staying, and we've gotten opposite reactions about how classy it is.
Well, you guys picked the middle classy option, so.
Yeah, right. When you get a moment, swing by and ask for us. Well, ask for Whitewater.
Now. Let's go. Let's get some drinks.
Yeah, let's do that.
Bring your friend and your holy shit, what's that? And he looks over at Marrow, who he hadn't noticed before.
I could go for another couple of drinks, and I'll catch up with Galahadron too.
Perrin, what's that monstrosity you got with you?
I'm not sure.
Okay, is it gonna eat me?
Well, it hasn't eaten
You
me
probably
yet,
don't taste
so
good.
I doubt it.
Oh, okay, it's one of the talking ones for nobles. Okay, that makes sense. All right, we're good then.
I think
Yeah,
I'm just starting to lean into the idea that I'm just going to have to more or less tell everybody my past.
yeah, let's go. Let's get some drinks. Let's
Yeah,
go.
this
Ivar,
is
are you free?
great.
You want to grab some? And Ivar's like, no, I'm on the clock. Just go. If you can find any, especially the eyes. I really could use some basilisk eyes if you can get some. Those are a big top seller, and I'm out of stock after the next batch. And he's like, yeah, basilisk eyes. All right, let's go. All right, let's go. Let's go drinking. Yeah,
All right, let's go
reunion.
back to the inn.
The way you're speaking, Al, though, it does in fact sound like you're going to murder him.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like to me too.
I'm not thrilled that I'm not going to murder my buddy, right? You'll find out. We were childhood friends. I'm not going to murder my buddy. I do wish I hadn't run into him.
Abel, if you want to make an insight check.
Sure. Bloop.
Yeah, you're pretty sure he's not going to murder his buddy. He's just what Al said.
Yeah, he's. I basically I get that he's changed his name, and so he was hoping to keep that incognito a little bit longer.
Yeah, I was hoping to not have my name come up. Although, if any of you remember, that fucking friar did in fact say my name.
He said a list of names, and yours was on there.
And that was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Is your last name Abara?
No.
Okay.
I don't even know what that's a reference to.
Perrin Ibarra is a main character from the Wheel of Time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. But yeah, Gary goes with you eagerly to wherever restaurant you guys are. You going back to the same restaurant that everybody else was at, or are you going to a different one?
We can go back to that one.
Yeah. Just keep the party going.
Okay, so while you guys are doing that, Aelin and Galahadrin, you guys are kind of at the restaurant alone. Is there anything that you guys wanted to discuss or do while you're waiting for everybody else to make this short trip to the store?
I think Galahadrin went up to bed.
Okay, Galahadrin is deep in the cups.
Then Elena is just watching him.
Okay.
Just sleep on the bar.
Hey now.
I'm just making sure that he doesn't drown himself or cause a bar fight or.
Oh yeah, he would do that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it's not like she's gazing at him.
Okay.
Love triangle.
He is
Do
not
not besmirch my honor. I am the green.
Love him to death. He is not my type. And also the bro code. You are literally her best friend. So.
Yeah, it's just he's a little sensitive about it. It's a new thing. He hasn't really gotten very much acknowledgement.
Alina, you see this little gnome with piercings in the ears and mousy green hair just sort of saddle up to him. It's like, hey, baby, let's get going.
Ooh, I wouldn't.
She a very tight smile, and her eyes flick up to look between Phelan and Abel, and looks back, and she goes, "Do I know you?"
Alina, Gary, Alina.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
You can call me Sir Alina.
Oh, I don't mind if I do.
Ooh.
Ooh, the ick. Her eyes immediately flick back up to Phelan.
A knight like you doing with a rogue like Perrin, eh?
Perrin.
Yeah.
Well, Perrin and I are good friends.
Oh, really? Tell me all about it. And he grabs Galahadrin's unfinished drink and just starts drinking out of it.
That's fine.
She's basically, as she is speaking to this man, just making like the directest eye contact with Phelan.
Phelan has not opened his eyes. He is in the longest eyes closed sigh a man has ever known.
I'm just imagining you just standing there with your eyes closed, hands on your temples, just
Yeah, more or less. Just this delightful.
Well, I met him while we were separately adventuring, and we've sort of been adventuring together ever since.
Oh, all right. So you're mercenaries. That's good. Hey, you looking for work?
Mercenaries, a strange word. We're actually working with Sir Whitewater. We are helping him in his adventures.
Oh, you got a fancy noble bankroll on you, eh? How much you taking the poor schlub for?
She is growing.
He doesn't necessarily pay us.
That's bad business.
This isn't business.
Sort of squints at you as like, all right, well, now I don't get it. Now you're just being confusing. I'm going to get another. And he hops off the bar and goes to get another drink.
What
Give
the
you guys a few
fuck
minutes.
is that?
So a quick backstory. Living in Walden, my name was Perrin. I was a ward of the church. I as a child, I was slightly more straight-laced than another child named Gary, and was hired, entrusted to look after him. I did. We became friends. I spent most of my time hanging out with him and pretending I was watching over him. He, apparently, did not let go of his roguish ways and has found work in the city.
Oh,
Well,
is that it?
That's about all I remember. Yeah.
I do apologize that your true name was outed in such a way.
It's fine, as long as we don't use it.
Also, I'm going to ask very kindly that you sit next to me, between me and him.
Yes.
I'll sit on your other side so that he can't sit next to you.
As you guys are finishing that conversation, he comes back, sits next to Alina, and puts another drink in front of her. It's like, hey, baby, got you one.
Mara's gonna get between them.
Oh boy. Hey, you said it wouldn't kill me. Baron, you said it wouldn't kill me.
She's not gonna kill you. She just likes to get in the way.
I don't
Let
like
me
that
ask
either.
you something.
Mhm.
You remember our time back at the village?
Yeah, it was
Do you
boring.
remember anyone named Serena?
Sort of looks at you and is like, do you remember anyone named Serena?
I don't.
All right, then I don't either.
That's not particularly helpful, Gary.
I'm sorry, you're asking me weird questions, man.
I'm just asking if you remember somebody that we apparently used to live near.
I'm telling you I don't.
Yeah, well, I didn't either. So what have you been up to lately? You're procuring alchemy recipes?
I'm busy. I got distracted by Galahadrin.
Yeah, no, just doing work here, just sourcing materials and stuff. Got a bit of a crew. We just go out, we find ingredients, and we sell them for a profit. It's been pretty good. Pretty life of adventure. Turns out if you grow up in the woods, and you're a lot better at hunting creatures than these city folk.
Yeah, so I've learned myself.
Yep, got some partners. Got a goblin fellow named Guckins. Is sort of our sniper, so to speak.
Fucking awesome name.
I'm very happy with it.
Fucking awesome name.
Uh, and then there's also orc lady, elk wolf heart. She's got a big mace and everything. They really good at bashing the skulls in as long as we don't need the brains. Just some other kids from throughout the woods, not from Walden, but other places for it. As we sell stuff to Ivar and we make a pretty good living. Been doing that for, like when'd you leave? I left like a month after you did, so we've been doing this for
About
good
3 years.
Yeah, good couple years.
So why did you leave?
Have you been gone for 3 years? Because everybody else has been doing stuff for like 1 year, but is yours 3?
I have been gone for 3 years.
Okay, so yeah, it's like we've been doing it for coming up on 3 years now.
So why did you leave?
I mean, got bored.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Wasn't much to do there, unless you
Yeah,
wanted to join in at the church or go fishing.
He's like looking at you a bit like closely, just like, yep, nope, just got bored and left.
Can I do an insight check?
Yeah, sure.
Where's my insight? Is that my insight or the birds?
That's the bird's insight. Well, we can just see what the roll is. 14. So what is your insight bonus?
2. So it
2.
was
So it'd be a 16.
16.
Instead. Okay, you have a lower DC from him because you know him so well. He is definitely not saying something. He is definitely hiding something. He's not necessarily lying to you, but he's definitely like, there's more of it he's not telling you.
Gotcha. I mean, we'll just... Gary, I hate to be blunt, and we can speak in private if you'd like. Is there more? Like, again, we're not in Walden anymore, but it was our job to keep an eye on each other.
Yeah, in Walden, not out here. No, I got my life. You got yours. If you're looking for work, let me know. But looks at Alina, kind of realizes she hasn't touched her drink or anything, and just like looks her up and down a bit, does the mental math in his head, and it's like, nah, it's not going to work. It's like, well, appreciate the drinks. Good catching up on you, but yeah, no. If you need me, go ask for Mira's. They're probably where I'm going to be doing work, and yeah, I'd be happy to work with you in the future. But yeah, gotta go to go. He gulps down his drink, slams on the table, and then just scurries away.
So he was lying to me.
About
I don't know
which
what to
part?
do with that. I don't know. I don't know if he was so much lying as holding something back.
I don't think he was lying about the Serena question. I do think he was evading your questions, however.
Yes. I don't know. We'll add him to the long list of things I need to learn about.
Yeah, you would remember that Gary is mischievous, but not really a good liar.
Yeah. We'll add him to the long list of things I need to learn about. Okay, cool.
All right. And if there are any other things, we can do those. But otherwise, we are close to ending time. So, are there any other last things you guys want to discuss or ask about?
Do I need to roll anything to see if the books I grabbed from him do me any good?
Can do a history check, and then the DC is going to be lower because you got books, I guess.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
I have good history.
So as you read them, and you're going to read them over tonight, I'm assuming, not just like here in the bar.
Yeah.
So the first one you start with is the one that he wrote. It's just, again, you've seen it before. You never necessarily read it. It's just like, hey, we should set up schools in the Garen Woods for the elves and the goblinoids and stuff, and teach them, the Trinity, and like the theological case for why they should do that, even though evangelism isn't necessarily part of what the Church of the Trinity usually does. Church of the Trinity is usually, if the gods wanted you to worship them, then you would have been born in a place that worships the gods. There's no reason to spread that outside. It's just very much an insular religion.
I respect that.
Yeah, so that's that, and it's mainly just that, and it obviously, this is an old book, and it was successful because your childhood exists.
Yeah. Because I lived it.
The pre-Aventian or the what was this, pre-imperial history, it's mainly a look at like going through archaeology and the myths, or not the myths, the legends of King Owen's conquest, and like trying to piece together what the continent looked like before the Empire unified things. There's a decent amount of time that is spent. It's like, hey, the first question we had was King Owen and his conquest real? We have come to the conclusion that yes, there was a conquest. We don't know if it was specifically somebody named King Owen, but there was definitely somebody who did it, and then the empire was founded after that. And then it just goes through. It's like, and these are the cultures that we can confirm that were in these different areas. And it's like, hey, the orcs were in the Western Cresian plains. The dwarves were in the Iron Hills. The humans were all around the other areas. Yada yada yada. Doesn't give you much more that I think you would find interesting, besides confirming that almost all pre-imperial cultural stuff within Aventicum was scoured clean by the Empire, and so almost everything that exists culturally is post-imperial. They do a lot of effort to come to that conclusion, that there's not much left of anything pre-Empire. It was like, I'll say for 25, it was their conclusion is just like, hey, before King Owen went out there, everything was just destroyed, like more than a conquering army should have. There was it was a bad place before the Empire came around.
Gotcha.
And then for the other book, what was the other book?
The other book.
Oh,
yeah.
And in Arcane Genesis. So that is about the Azure Academy, which is, I didn't put a name on the map because it's not a small thing, but like this little peninsula here that isn't controlled by any one singular nation. There is an academy that they teach wizardry there. It is very exclusive. Only, you have to, if you're not born into a wizarding family, you need to pay a shit ton of gold in order to send a child there to learn it. And it is basically just like a very thick history about that. What languages do you read?
That's a good question. I know human, common, dwarvish, and elvish.
So it is in Elvish, but it's in it's in the Imperial dialect of Elven, which is more, I think I put that as more celestial in my list of what languages are which. So like Imperial elves do not speak the same Elvish as the elves from the forest. So a lot of it is actually in some passages and quotes and stuff are in Celestial, which is Old Imperial Elvish.
Okay, are we talking the difference between like English and German, or the difference between like Spanish and Italian?
More English and German.
Got it. Okay. I could potentially get it if it was Spanish and Italian.
Yeah, it's more of a difference between German and Latin.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's useless.
Yeah. So, but the basic premise, and this is stuff that Abel and Alina could chip in from just their experiences, is that, yeah, there's a wizarding school there, that there's not a lot of wizards in the world. Most of them come from that. They're very secretive and reclusive, but occasionally they send people out to the kingdoms to do stuff. So, you guys would also know, if you wanted to chime in, you met somebody who went to school there, which would be Lord or Sir Velicanth VI, the scion of the Marquis, who was at the birthday party.
Isn't that the one I talked to?
Yes.
Was...
I think you were talking to Chilton Castle. This was the one who was more Castle. Like he was more being. He was the one who was courting Abel's sister.
Got it.
I don't know, Abel, if you remember that gentleman.
I think I do, yeah.
Yeah, you were getting, he was ribbing you a bit too hard, and you were getting stuffy about it, and he like quickly realized.
Oh, and then I jumped in. Yeah.
Yeah, that guy. He went to the Azure Academy.
Yeah, I see him in the list here.
Yep, that is what you would get from those books.
Okie dokie. Not super helpful, but not nothing.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Does it back up to 5?
Any other questions or last things of discussion? I assume we'll pick it up tomorrow, either with things that come across your guys' mind before. Actually, are you guys going to just go to sleep from here and then wake up the next morning and do the stuff?
That's more or less the plan.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, we will end on one final scene. Marrow, as you sleep, you have a dream.
Hmm.
In your dream, you are standing on a hill, sort of outside of the city walls, or even like on top of the city walls. Like it's one of those dreams. Your presence fluctuates, but you know that you are where you are currently, and you're just like gazing off into the horizon, and you hear a call, faint and distant, uh, from in just like you look through and you can see the dreamland stretched out before you into more of like the southern plains that you remember sort of passing through, and you hear a howl from a pack who is desperate, under attack, being threatened. Like that's the sense that you get from the howl. It is the call of like a pack leader whose pack is in danger and being threatened, uh, and it's far enough away you feel this like compulsion. It's like to respond to this, you know, not your pack, but some other pack who's in danger from some threat, and you feel like this sort of primal pull to sort of respond, but you know that it's too far away, it's too far off in the distance. There's nothing you can do. Uh, but as you sort of feel that call uh, from behind you, far away but closer, or still closer but still far away, a loud call in response. Uh, Not just one howl, but it feels like thousands, with one like booming deep bass that rumbles the ground through you, that answers it in return, as if the very earth itself shakes in this trembling howl of a response. And you get this feeling that whatever call for help was answered by something that is deep and powerful and primal and familiar, and this duty has been fulfilled, and whatever this assistance was given, and you are content with that, and you drift back off into your dreams.
Hmm.
And that is where we'll end it.
Excellent.